With every adventure, a real story is told. From the middle of Lake Superior to inland waters and beyond. Join us as we capture imagery through a different lens. The story isn't about us. We're simply the ones who get to tell it. On the ice or on the open water, each trip is a journey worth sharing as we strive to highlight our resources, but also respect them. From pike to panfish, trout, walleyes, and more. We traveled the region to bring you new content, real experiences, and hopefully a desire to venture off the ordinary path. Season 2 of Superior Angling starts now.
There we go, that long line got hit. That did not take long at all. Good morning from Lake of the Woods. Wind is blowing. The waves are fair sized. But I think it's gonna turn these fish on and we're gonna have a good day. Very, very similar presentation to Lake Superior. In late August like this, you wanna get up here and show your downriggers in the main lake basin for these walleyes. And right now we're running 2 downriggers and 1 long line behind the boat. Fishing 32, 33 feet of water. And to help get down there on our long line, we're using a Rapala tail dancer with 3 colors of Leadcore. So a TDD9 with 3 colors of lead will get you down there at 32 feet. That's a decent sized walleye. So much fun to get up here in late August and do this open basin trolling. There's not a lot to it. There we go. Beautiful. It's actually a nice, it's a big sauger actually. That's a good fish. Yeah, it'll actually be a good one. Kind of a strict slot limit up here, so you want to get them in that 19-inch range, and that's actually a perfect fish, I think. Awesome. It's a good start to the morning.
Borderview Lodge, the premier fishing resort on Minnesota's Lake of the Woods. Borderview Lodge features excellent customer service, hosting groups as large as 100 people, or we can accommodate guests in groups as small as 2 at the Walleye capital of the world. Our ultra-modern 1-bedroom suites are perfect for small groups and couples. These spacious suites each feature their own kitchen, large living area, bathroom, shower, plus a queen and twin bed. Borderview Lodge's bar and restaurant offers excellent dining in a casual atmosphere. Home of Walleye Master Ale, enjoy a cold one, catch the game, tell some fishing stories, and relax along the riverside. Borderview Lodge offers a variety of packages available to suit your needs, whether you just want to catch fish or combine fishing with golf or other activities. Basic variations include weekend and midweek options with or without meal plans. Fish on! Borderview Lodge, the premier fishing resort on Minnesota's Lake of the Woods.
This rod might be our hot ticket. Second fish of the morning, and it's coming that same tail dancer on 3 colors of lead. And out of all the years I fished up here, That's a really tough combo to beat. A tail dancer on 3 colors of lead. I don't know what it is about it, but it's a great program to run. Kind of got our work cut out for us a little bit. These are some decent sized waves, probably a solid 2-foot waves with a 3-foot roller mixed in here and there. Makes it a little bit challenging, but we're all rested up. Had a good stay at Borderview Lodge last night. Nice breakfast this morning, and we're ready to see what the day has in store for us. Trying to keep our speed around 2.0 to 2.1. A little bit difficult with the waves, so you know, if you're trolling and you're bouncing them from 2.5 to 1.8, you know, that's kind of that's acceptable when it's this wavy out. It's really hard to completely dial in your speed when you have waves, but still in that 32-foot area. And what we've done today is we've run from Borderview Lodge up here by the Garden Island area, and it's about a 18 to 20 mile run. But I love this area up here. It always seems like there's an abundance of fish, and you have that chance at some big ones as well. Yeah, those are really nice saugers. That's fun. He just inhaled that bait. I mean, look at that. And that's a number 9 tail dancer. I mean, a pretty good sized bait for walleyes, you know, and look at that. He has half of it right down his gullet. That's fun. That's cool. You know, it's kind of a main attraction for fishing Lake of the Woods is to come up here and get your fair share to bring home and eat for dinner. That's a beautiful, beautiful fish. Kind of quiet on our downriggers here. And I mean, granted, we've only been fishing for 20 minutes, but and when your downrigger should be a top producing presentation on a day like today because you can really control the depth that they're at. So we're gonna keep changing up our lures every 5 minutes. I mean, we're seeing a lot of good fish on the graph, and I don't know why they're not eating, but kind of my thinking right now is that we're running shallow running stick baits, you know, 4.5-inch baits, and we're putting them about 10 feet back on the downriggers. And with these waves, I mean, that gives it a really erratic motion with the downrigger ball moving up and down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw on a spoon, kind of a smaller spoon, you know, smaller than we generally use for trout, and put it back there about 100 feet. And what that's gonna do is that downrigger ball is gonna move up and down, you know, as it does with the waves, but that spoon's not gonna have that same motion because it's gonna be a lot farther back, so there's a lot more play in it, so that spoon's gonna run smoother, and maybe that's gonna get these walleyes to bite. I don't know, it's a theory. We're gonna try it and see what happens.
You have 33 years of memories in this house. The most valuable things you will ever own. And that is why we exist. Holden Insurance, an official supplier of the Silver Lining. Offices in Duluth, Superior, Ashland, Spooner, and Hayward.
It's summer again at Marine General, and we're here to get you on the water.
Kayaks, canoes, and paddleboards, water sports, knee boards, wetsuits, ropes, and life vests, rain gear, marine safety, electronics of all kinds, rods and reels, trolling motors, rod holders, and all kinds of accessories for your boat, live bait, lures, and a crew that appreciates your business.
This spring, shop the great selection of Lund and Crestliner fishing boats at RJ Sport and Cycle. Our knowledgeable staff is here to answer all your questions and help you get on the water. We sell both aluminum and fiberglass boats, suitable for a variety of applications. Full windshield models, side consoles, tillers, and more. We sell them all. Don't forget, we also carry pontoons. RJ Sport and Cycle is your leading Lund dealer in the area. Visit us in store or check us out online today.
Downrigger. It didn't release, but I saw it twitching. She just reeled down and kind of essentially set the hook. You're not setting the hook on the fish, but you're just getting that line out of the clip. And this is 5 minutes after I just got done telling you guys that I was gonna put that small little crank spoon about 100 feet behind the downrigger ball to smoothing out that track, and it got hit. So that theory is, it's working, I think. I mean, it didn't take long at all, and I doubt that's just coincidence. Kevin, you wanna grab the net for me? There's a walleye. I'll just hoist it. Yeah, look at that. That's a nice Lake of the Woods walleye right there. And look at that. On that little purple and pink crank spoon. And I really think that's gonna help us today, is just putting longer leads behind our downrigger balls because it's so wavy out here. That's a gorgeous walleye. Get this downrigger back down because there's a lot of fish, and we haven't been fishing that long at all. Maybe 20 minutes, half hour, and that's our third fish, so awesome. Man, that rod's bending a little more than it should. Yeah, that's a fish. Pink-tail dancer once again. Might be a theme for the day. And what really helps when you guys are running Leadcore, I mean, trout fishing, salmon fishing, it doesn't, you know, it's not as critical, but what really helps in this situation is braided line as a backing. If you use mono backing and you have 3 colors of lead out there in your leader, you're not really gonna be able to feel that lure vibrate. But if you use braid backing on your reels, even with 3 colors of lead and 50 feet of leader, you can still feel that lure vibrate in the water. So you know if your lure is running good, or maybe there's a small sauger on there, you can tell. With mono line, you're not going to be able to tell because there's too much stretch in that line. So it really pays to use braid backing on your reels. Looks like a walleye. Barely hooked. Yeah, smaller walleye. I mean, I can tell you with complete confidence, if I had mono backing on that reel, we would have been dragging this guy for another 20 minutes until we checked it, because you're not going to be able to tell if that fish is on there or not. Probably a 16, 17 incher. We can let this one go and grow up a little bit, but I mean, don't be afraid. I mean, that's a number 9 tail dancer. It's a pretty big bait. You're still going to have 16, 17 inch fish eat it. So I think we're kind of onto a pattern. I mean, this is a good lure. Good lure. I think we're in a good location. It'd be nice to pluck off some bigger fish here, but again, we've only been fishing for 45 minutes or so, and it's more of just a patience thing. They're around here, and there's big fish here. We'll pluck them off sooner or later. Literally just set it back out there. I can see the head shakes in this one, so it may be a better walleye. And I mean, there's nothing secret about what we're doing here. That's Garden Island right in the background. You have Steering Shoal coming out here, and we're not even close to the shoal this time of year. You don't have to be. These fish are in the basin, 34, 35 feet. As long as you get your lures down there about 30 feet, you're gonna catch fish. And it's trolling the same way we do on Lake Superior. But instead of trout, we're catching walleyes, and it's a great change of pace because, as everyone knows, you know, early, mid, late August, fishing on Lake Superior can kind of slow down and be tough. So you just take your same trolling gear, come up here to Lake of the Woods, give Border View Lodge a call, and you're gonna have a good weekend. That's a little guy. He fought big. You don't always catch them big. There we go. Go grow up. And that fish right there is a perfect example of why we're not using planer boards right now. Yes, if you had 5 guys in the boat, you'd probably want to use one because long lining, you know, 3 in these kind of waves will get you a few tangles. But for right now, if you have 3 or 4 guys in the boat, avoid using planer boards at all costs, because those small saugers up here and smaller walleyes, especially in these waves, you're not going to be able to tell that you have those fish on. Your board's not going to drop back, your drag's not going to go out. If it was glass calm, okay, maybe you'd be able to tell, but when you have waves like this, you're not going to be able to tell. So scrap your planer boards, don't even use them, just long line your baits. You're not going to catch less fish because you're long lining your baits. It's, you know, Lake of the Woods is stained water, we have waves, we have wind. These fish don't care that your baits are right behind the boat. There we go. And right now we're trolling in between 2
Downrigger.
Real. Not on there? Nope. Got off. Oh, I guess we are getting a little
Mine
shallow.
one.
Right now we're trolling in between 2 reefs. And you know, we're in the area. We're not directly on the last break of them. We're maybe 500 to 1,000 yards off of them. But these fish will still kind of relate to them. What do you got?
Feels like, I don't know what I got.
Fish?
Yeah, it feels like I got a fish on here. Or it's still on the downer. No, it's a nice fish, it feels
Yeah,
like.
you might have a big fish, bud. Easy on it.
Yeah, head shakes.
There's a lot of big marks down there around these 2 reefs right here. We're just kind of, you know, doing figure 8s in and out around them. There's a lot of boats in this area too, and we've seen a lot of people catching fish. Yours has weight to it.
It does feel like it has a little weight to it.
What's this rod? Oh.
That can be real good.
That's a big walleye.
It's a nicer size walleye.
That's a big walleye. I'll sacrifice my fish for yours. Don't lose it. Easy. Oh yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
That's a big walleye, bud. That'll go 26 all day long. On that spoon too.
Yeah, Crank's fishing spoon right there.
That's a beautiful, beautiful walleye. That's a big one.
It's a midday walleye right there.
Yeah,
huh?
I know, it's lunchtime, 11 o'clock, and these fish are still going strong. I don't know, mine feels decent too. I don't know if it'll be that big, but it's got some weight to it. That's a big fish.
Yes, it is.
It's so much fun to get up here on Lake of the Woods and do this in August. It's a bite I look forward to every single year. Mine's kind of dogging us too. Hooked a little sideways. There we go. I see why you were coming in hard. Hooked right in the top of the noggin. Beautiful Lake of the Woods walleyes. Look at those, absolutely gorgeous. They're so pretty looking up here. Fun, that's a good fish.
Very
That's
fun.
a heck of a fish. Definitely
Yes,
in the
it is.
slot limit, we'll be letting him go. I'm guessing this is over that 19.5 inch. We might measure it to make sure, but both gorgeous, gorgeous fish.
A lot of
Wow,
fun.
that is awesome. Feels like a decent walleye. On that crank spoon again. It's been hot. It's been hot. I'm gonna actually slow us down a little bit. You want to be kind of gentle on these walleyes. It feels like a good walleye. Just running that crank spoon right next to bottom. I'll tell you, this one's not a pike. Yeah, that's a better walleye. That's a better walleye. There we are. Beautiful. That's what we like to see right there. That's a big, spunky Lake of the Woods walleye. Look at that fish. That is awesome. So much fun. Oh, is that cool? The long line, it says big head shakes on it. I don't know what it is about the setup right now, but we're trying to replicate this by sometimes, you know, taking out a downrigger and putting another rod out, but we just can't. I don't know what it is about the certain lure and lead, and even though we put the same lure on and same amount of lead on, we just can't replicate this rod. It's on fire. This is right in that same area that Kevin stuck his bigger fish, so I think we found a group of them kind of huddled in between these two reefs, because we're marking a lot of nice marks on the graph. As long as it's not a pike, I think we're gonna be all right. Staying down, that's always a good sign. Just never know how you have the hooks in these fish's mouths. And yes, you're using a bigger Rapala with 2 treble hooks on it, but you just never know. One wrong point of pressure and that fish could be off. So when we can, it's nice to slow down the boat. That's a big walleye. Holy cow. That's a big walleye.
That's a nice one.
That, holy cow, is that thing spunky. That's a big one. And that right there is why you come to Lake of the Woods. What an awesome fish. Wow. There's not many places where you can catch a fish like this. That's a beauty, absolute tank of a walleye. Wow, that is so, so cool. Look at the belly on her, fun. Doubled up, one on the downrigger rod.
One on the long line.
His long line.
I don't know how big it is. Hit pretty good.
There's some good fish in this area right now. It's kind of situated in between these two little reefs. Yeah, this is a nice fish here.
You got a good one?
Yeah, it's definitely not a
There
bad
you go.
one. Yeah, that's a nice walleye all day long right there. Holy cow, is that thing hooked deep. That's a bummer, kind of. Slot limit fish and hooks down in the gills. We're gonna see what we can do to save this.
Is that a nice one?
Yeah, that is.
Not too bad.
Another nice double right in the same area. These fish are really going to town right now.
Yes, they are.
That's a bummer. This one's bleeding. We're gonna see what we can do here. I'm not a surgeon, but we might have to try to be one right here for a second. And sometimes, you know, a fish like this is in the slot limit. And yes, it's bleeding, but we're just gonna try to do what we can to release it. It may or may not make it, but that's the rules of the game. It's a beautiful fish. Let's get her back in the water. I might put that one in the live well. I think that'd be a good one to
let's
eat.
put this one in the live well.
There she goes.
Good.
At least we gave her a fighting chance. I don't know if she's gonna make it or not, but sometimes there's just nothing you can do when those hooks are so far deep in their stomach, but We gave her a fighting chance. She swam off well. Wow, these fish are going crazy.
Fiercely independent. Earth Rider Brewery crafts beer with cold, clear Lake Superior water and premium hand-selected ingredients. Earth Rider brews on the Duluth Superior Harbor for Northlanders near the greatest lake. Find Earth Rider beer on tap or in cans from Ashland, Wisconsin to Two Harbors, Minnesota, and other points near Lake Superior. Earth Rider beer. Hold fast.
Hey guys, this is Grant Sorensen from Superior Angling. Day in and day out, whether we're on the water or in the truck on the way to it, we know we can put our trust in AMSOIL products. While traveling around the Midwest, we don't have time nor mental capacity to be concerned about engine performance and reliability. So we leave that to the experts at AMSOIL. From fuel additives to synthetic motor oil for a Chevy truck and Mercury outboard, AMSOIL is a product we know we can count on to get us to that next hook set.
It's cold outside. Thick gloves kind of wet, but your house is nice and cozy because we're still out there. Anytime, any temp. Superior Fuel Company. Local, safe, honest. We offer price protection plans that put you first. For the right way to buy propane, call us and find out. Superior Fuel Company. You have our name on it.
Right on the turn. Outside rod on this side making that turn.
There's one.
One hit you.
Yep, I got one on.
We can't even explain how much these fish are biting right now. It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, you could probably throw a fork down there and they'd eat it. I mean, these fish are just on a tear.
I was releasing my downrigger.
You
right
released
there.
your downrigger and that fish hit you. That's a good eater.
That is another good eater.
I'm hoping mine's a little too big to eat. It should be. Crank spoons on downriggers and tail dancers on 3 colors of lead. Don't know how big this one is, but it had some big head shakes at first and it doubled back that rod.
That's an Icon by St. Croix.
Yeah, these rods are perfect for long lining. I mean, it's such a versatile rod. You can planer board with them, you can long line with them, you can downrig with them. It's high noon, guys. I mean, it's incredible. These fish should not be biting like this, but they are. Insane.
Took a little time to find them, but
Well, yeah, we got a really good spot going here.
it's a nice one.
That's a beautiful walleye. Wow. Look at that walleye. Wow. That's one of the thicker walleyes I've caught. Look at that. She'd have another little inch on her, but that tail's a little crooked. Nothing wrong with that fish though. That bright pink tail dancer. I mean, this is a combination it's doing wonders right now. That's a heavy, heavy, heavy fish. I mean, look at the girth of the back on that thing. Unbelievable.
Cha-ching.